What's up, guys? Welcome back to WCS America. axeltoss here, joined by axslav. Currently watching the second match of the night, a battle between Tilea and Illusion. Currently, Illusion up 1-0, playing a great game 1 on Star Station.
It's a beautiful game. You know what was most impressive? He was constantly expanding upon everything he did. I mean, he even had a fifth base actually. It was just being set up as the game was ending.
Was it middle right?
Middle right, yeah. He had just landed that one. So just great multitasking from Illusion. And he was always spending his money. His total resources were always very low. The macro was truly impressive.
Always maxed. That's the thing. Very cool play there from Illusion. We'll have to see if he can keep it up. The map's going to be Neo Planet S, which historically, you can have some fun as Terran on this map. You know, there's some strategies that's just like centered around denying your Zerg opponent's fourth and then denying their other fourth. So essentially, by denying their 2 fourths, you're denying their third. Think about that a little bit.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Like, a lot of people are like trying to itch their brains because it hurts a little bit. But we'll have to see what happens here. In the bottom left-hand location of Neo Planet S, I present to you your Red Terran player representing Team Mouse Sports, hailing from the United States of America. He's 1 win away from going on to face Huang Xin in the winner's match of this group. He is Illusion. His opponent, in the top right-hand location, one of 2 female gamers currently in WCS America. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nick.
You are not wrong.
Your blue Zerg player, hailing from New Zealand, she is Tilea. Some work to do to come back.
Now, if she does that 4 hatchery before pool build on Neo Planet S, I would be very surprised. That's not something you normally see
It's a much smaller map.
Oh, look at that, checking for proxies.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know, one of the things, like you mentioned how it can be a tricky map for Zerg sometimes on Neo Planet S because it's hard to take a 4th base.
Yeah.
The one good thing for Zerg is that, well, I guess it's good and bad, but the distance between the 2 naturals is much lower than other maps.
Yeah.
So a lot of these Zerg, you know, Hydra baiting, or approach baiting, excuse me, type of early attacks are much stronger here than on other maps. Of course, the flip side of that is in the mid-game, the Terran army, when it's trying to stream across the map, can get to you much faster as well. So early on, I think Zerg likes that closer distance because the only aggression Terran does early, unless it's a proxy Rax, is going to be with like Hellions or Medivacs, in which case the distance isn't quite as important. But it's the Zerg units, the Roaches, who really want to get across the map very fast.
Do you see Tilea trying to do some, you know, potentially try to do, well, okay. I guess that answers that question.
I mean, she could still do a 3 hatch. There are some 3 hatch.
Sure. So you know exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah. You know, out of all the games you've seen her, we haven't seen that many games from her, but she's never done anything crazy aggressive. She's done some when she plays Terran, she does all of her harass-based builds, but it's never like an all-in.
She did the bunker thing.
Yes, but I mean that wasn't like that was literally just camp outside his base and then expand. It was like equivalent to that would be a Zerg. She puts a 4th hatch right now.
Exactly. Outside of the natural of Illusion, you spine it up, you spore it up, you get a bunch of queens there, and hope they don't build a tank. Well, hold on. Okay, you get a hive, and then you get vipers.
Exactly. You can
Boom, there we go. You happy? Jeez.
You rush the hive, then you build your proxy hatchery.
Awesome. Okay.
Genius.
Genius. Terrans don't build tanks anymore, Nick. Let's be honest.
That's true, except for Drunken Boy.
Yes. Of course, those matches happened yesterday. Drunken Boy using some crafty tank timings in TVZ. Now, Illusion going for the very fast command center once again in this game. And I think he did SCV scout, so he's able to identify exactly what's happening. Going to spot that 3rd hatchery completed in the timing of the pool.
And this time she does not want a bunker getting up. See that drone? That drone's like, get out of your SCV.
Not happening, my friend.
Do not put a bunker by my 3rd. Because that was, you know, they did kind of slow her down a bit. Although she got 14 Zerglings, I don't think she had to get the extra 8. It's just because she wanted to send her first 6 across the map.
Right.
And if she didn't do that, which, I mean, they weren't really going to get anything done as we saw they just died to Hellions, she could have had 4 more drones in the opening, which would have been nice. Either way, though.
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
No bunker this game. And what's interesting is Illusion's playing a very different build. Last time with Command Center first, straight into Hellions.
Right.
This time it's Command Center first into 3 barracks Marine production. He's trying to move out to put on some aggression. Now, Marines without Simmer combat channel, the Zerg is prepared for them, usually aren't that big a threat. But this type of production this fast, you can sometimes catch a Zerg player off guard.
Going to try to put down a bunker. I don't see that going up. SCV actually might get tacked down by those queens. Uh-oh, Queen's a little bit vulnerable here. The Marines coming forward, but here come the Lings from Tilea to try to help those queens out. The bunker has begun. Illusion trying to abuse this very fast third hatchery style, but can Tilea get enough units on the map to prevent this from doing too much damage? I think she's going to be just fine.
14 more Zerglings on the way. That should clean it up, but she does not want to lose these two queens here. Now, she's microed very well, keeping the red one in the back, but now the Marines are in hot pursuit. One queen goes down, a second queen goes down as well.
Now you back up. Now you hit the recall button on the Militia Corps. I guess you can stick around. Well,
yeah,
if speed gets done, these Marines are dead, you know? But they already killed the queen, so it's like, did they already pay for themselves? Probably.
As long as they kill some more Zerglings as well. He's grouping up with 3 more Marines.
Yeah, look at the units lost there. 600 to 275 in resources at this point, which is a pretty crazy number. 2 more barracks being added on. And a third, he's just, I'm just going to make Marines this game.
Don't even need upgrades, don't even need medevacs, just nothing but basic Marines running across the map. You know, Telea's having a difficult time dealing with this. The Marine count, once the Marine count gets high enough, Zerglings, even with speed disc, they can't engage because can't get the service area.
Yeah.
And there's so many Marines, they just kill the Zerglings so fast as they're coming in. So speed helps out a lot with that, but speed's still not yet quite done, and the Marines are going into the base. Now, on creep, they're going to have a much worse time against the Zerglings and Queens.
All right. Be careful. Speed is about to finish. Tilea might be going for it. A lot of Lings coming forward. Illusion kind of predicting this, backing up, trying to get his back against a wall. So again, he can minimize that surface area. He only has to shoot and run direction. Basic tactical warfare. But the speed things are done. Trying to get that surround. The Queen's coming forward as well, and Tilea should be able to clean this up. But again, having to invest this much in the Lings to deal with that many Marines at this point in the game, you don't generally want to have to do as a Zerg player, and we're going to see that actually being impacted here as far as her economy is concerned. Only 29 Harvesters on the map right now for Tilea.
And Illusion with the 3rd orbital on the way right now. Of course, these 2 Marines aren't going to do too much. The Speedies are going to try to do a counterattack from Tilea, see what they can do. Illusion behind his wall shouldn't be too worried. In fact, with that amount of Speedies he just saw, he might be thinking there might be a baiting nest behind us, and they could, do some giant baiting busts on my wall. So he's going ahead and adding some extra bunkers, which is never a bad idea, just to be extra safe back at home. He knows he has an economic advantage. He sees that he killed 2 queens. He traded pretty well against his Zerglings, and he forced that many Zerglings out. He's going to be pretty happy with his opening. The one thing is his starport and his upgrades are a little bit late. So without medevacs, he doesn't really want to move on the map again until he has them.
And the good news about that, for Tilea at least, is these Lings represent a ridiculous amount of map control because there aren't medevacs out. Illusion doesn't really have the army to deal with this right now, which means Tilea could potentially just deny the 3rd for a pretty long time while she gets her bases up. Even tacking on a hatchery in the middle of the map there at one of those gold bases, I kind of like that decision. So let's see how long she can keep Illusion kind of contained to these 2 bases.
I'm kind of liking this.
For Tilea.
Yeah, that gold.
I agree.
I think. I mean, I don't think she's necessarily ahead in the game. I think it's a pretty. But taking the gold, I think, is a great decision from here. She knows she's on lower tech because her lair is super delayed, and of course her economy was delayed early on. So if you're in lower tech, you have to get higher economy. Now, can she defend the gold once medevacs start becoming really annoying? I don't know, but I think she had to try and take it. Just given the fact that she's not going to be efficient, right? With Lair started just now at the 11-minute mark.
Yeah.
I mean, baiting speed is so far off.
Yes.
That she's definitely just going to have to rely on overwhelming Illusion's armies.
I think she's going to go Burrowed Banelings.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I don't think there's any reason. I mean, generally you're going to time the Bailing Nest to finish when your lair finishes, so you can start speed right away, and you're going to rely on just speedlings before that point. The fact that she's getting Burrow in the Bailing Nest a little bit earlier than that standard timing means she's probably going to go for those Burrowed Banelings. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if that can be effective. Burrowing a Ling at her opponent's front door, I love that decision, just to be able to identify, okay, exactly when is my opponent moving out, and what's his unit composition look like. So we'll have to see where Tilea goes from here.
Of course, putting a Zerg in each of the potential 3rd bases. That's from Illusion as well. Another little cool add-on there. Now, Illusion's starting to get some of these medevacs on the field. I think his first 2 are out. Not building a 3rd or 4th yet, but that's going to be his first chance at aggression. Does he move out with the whole army together, or does he send out a separate drop?
Ling's kind of posturing themselves around this area, identifying exactly what kind of composition she's working with. Tilea needs to back up. You don't want to lose any Zerglings for free. It's about 6 Zerglings lost.
Just a few.
Not a huge deal.
Yeah, not the hugest deal right now. The creep spread is actually very good right now as well. So that's another thing going in Tilea's favor. The question is, can she deal with this army? 11 Banings are being morphed. On creep, even without Baning speed, they can trade pretty well. And 1-1.
Look at this
You
setup.
know what?
Look at this
Tilea's
surround.
1-1 is about 10 seconds faster. If she engages right when she has it, there might be a couple seconds where Illusion doesn't have it.
She's spreading her units brilliantly. A lot of lings on the right, a lot of lings in the top left, and a lot of lings in the middle. Really going to try to set up that surround.
This could be the world's greatest surround here. Illusion with only 2 medevacs.
Here she goes.
He can't pick up that whole army.
Tilea, a little bit of indecision here. You don't want to lead with the Banelings. You want the Banelings to get in there. Great detonations onto those Marines, and not much remains. Tilea handling that perfectly. Needs to start Baneling speed, though. That's a little bit worrying for me. But cleaning up that army without any issue whatsoever.
Great play by Tilea. In fact, the third's going to be delayed even longer for Illusion. Oh, but it's drop on the gold minerals. Where are the Zerging to stop this?
It's a lot of drones dying there. That's exactly what Illusion needed, but still having a lot of trouble securing a third base. Slings need to go deal with that. The hatchery being targeted down, but Illusion can just pick up and go somewhere else, honestly.
It's exactly what he's going to do. That's one of the hard parts about the gold on this map against a Terran player. That's exactly why she's going straight for this Mulus. She has a lot of extra resources now, not quite able to spend them all. There's a lot of larva problems going on right now. When you have a lot of income as Zerg, you don't have quite enough macro hatches. It's hard to produce enough larvae. That's why she just finished. She just built a 1 macro hatch. The second one is on the way as well.
5, 6, 7. She has 7 hatcheries on the map right now. That's a lot of hatcheries.
That's insane.
Really trying to optimize the production. Really trying to be able to spend those minerals, get the larvae on the field. A little bit of a drop on the right-hand side of the map. We're seeing burrowed banelings starting to get made here, and there's a scan. I think a scan. Oh, he's gonna see it.
Great heads-up play by Illusion, recognizing burrows in action here.
Baneling speed, where are you? Baneling speed.
You know, she's not even really making that many banelings. There are some Zergs. Okay, now it is, yeah. There was an old-style Zerg you actually don't even use banelings in the engagement. You just set up baneling bombs everywhere. And then, of course, you use these speedings and Mulus. But that's not going to work against a player like Illusion, who's so diligent at scanning all these.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that once you identify that that's happening, it's generally not going to work as long as you're on top of your scans. Hold on here. Tilea going to go for the surround onto these units again. Not enough medevacs above to pick these units up. Oh my god, I thought that was going to be a slaughter for a second there, but Illusion pushing back, not letting the Banelings get those detonations. Look at it, splitting those units preemptively as he goes on a creep. Very heads-up move. Tilea scrambling to get some Banelings on the field. Baneling speed is still about halfway complete, so Illusion has a little bit of a timing here to get some damage done. And also, I don't think +2 carapace was ever started from Tilea, so...
Telea's had a lot of gas problems, so...
yeah.
You know,
having to choose what to spend that gas on.
Definitely trying to get the Mulus out, the upgrades for the Mulus as well as the Baning speed. Now, Illusion's really focused on the top side of the map. That's because his third base is on the top, and of course that's the best angle to push at both the gold and the third base of Tilea.
I love how she sets up these units, again, going through all those corridors, putting units in the top left, middle right, and bottom right of where she expects her opponent's army to be. And let's see if that works out. She got a great engagement earlier on in this location. Illusion already preemptively splitting. He has to be able to identify this and react appropriately, because if he gets swallowed up again, it's not going to be fun at all, and that gives Tilea a chance to really try to overrun that third base just behind this force.
Illusion's being so careful about not going too far into creep. Tilea has some units poised at the top left. Those could actually go to the third base of Illusion. Or they could try to set up a flank. It looks like
here she
three-way
goes.
flank coming in.
Coming in from every single location. Once again, Illusion a little bit better prepared this time, trying to back up those units, trying to put the Marauders in the front. But so many Zerg units here from Tilea going to swallow up this Terran army once again. And what's to stop her from going into the third base? Some more Marines and Marauders coming out, but Illusion's macro, his unit production ability, his economy is just not where it was in the last game. So he's having trouble staying maxed. He's having trouble keeping his units on the field. And now the Zerg is starting to approach his opponent's economy. When the Zerg starts getting into the Terran's economy, or excuse me, the Terran's production, it's going to be really hard to get those units out, those massive units you need to deal with the Mutas and Lings.
Oh man, the SCVs are trying to tank for the Marines, but there's so many speedlings, they're overwhelming. The SCVs are all down, and now they're spilling into the main.
There's also a couple drops happening across the map. The natural expansion of Tilea getting taken out, the middle gold base getting taken out as well. So Tilea, Illusion doing a great job with the drop play, but Tilea is in the production of Illusion. And I don't know what Illusion does from here. So many Mutas, so many Lings, so many Banelings. How do the Marines and Marauders even breathe once they pop out of these barracks?
I mean, he's got to just go for a pure on-base trade situation. His drops are doing damage, but the problem is, once he loses the orbitals, remember, Tilea has Burrow, and she has enough. She can just, all she has to do is defend one hatchery once she kills all the orbitals. This third base is Illusion's last base. If Tilea can take this out and just defend one of her bases, she's going to be in good shape.
You know, Tilea actually just completely abandoning the attack there. And get to refocus her efforts onto that third, the bunker, trying to get prepared, but there are banelings in this competition. Look out, SCVs, you're about to fall. The SCV is desperately trying to repair that bunker.
Is he going to hold this?
Oh my god, Illusion doing a great job. The bunker is so low in health, but staying alive. The SCV is repairing desperately. And look at all those units that just got killed by Tilea. Great move there from Illusion, but still, Tilea has that supply advantage. 129 to 62, but Illusion's certainly not out of this game just yet.
I mean, Tilea is on one base economy now.
Right.
Those drops killed everything but this top base. Now, she still has a massive army lead, but if she is unable to use it to deny Illusion's bases, over time, she's not really going to be able to produce very well.
All right, Tilea might be going for it fairly soon. 3-3 just about to finish here from Illusion. Needs to not overextend. The Marine's going to be kiting backwards, but the Link's around trying to make it happen. The split's going down here from Illusion. The Banelings trying to get those solid detonations, and they're going to get it. Illusion running out of units here. So many Zerg units here from Tilea charging into those Marines. And this might be it. Illusion desperately trying to get more and more Marines on the field. Still has that third base up on the middle left, but Tilea with another great engagement there.
Killing all these depots. I don't know if Illusion's too worried about that right now. It's a plus, not too high anyway. The bigger deal is the production, but the medevac's actually saving a lot of those Marines.
Right as they pop out, picking them up.
Some nice moves here by Illusion. In fact, there's no Zerglings left. Just Banelings, and Banelings on their own don't trade too well against Marines one by one, but the Mutalisk can mop up the few remnants.
Can Illusion make this happen? Trying to keep all those Marines alive, but if the Mutas just chill above these production facilities, just don't let any Marines get out.
Yeah, I mean, they just, the thing is that the Mutas regenerate also. So a Marine gets out, and even if it halfway kills the Muta, they're just going to regenerate. They regenerate very quickly.
This is going to be the end here.
Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, yes, Illusion's got that third mining. He's actually probably out-mining Tilea, given the fact the mules, but yeah.
He had a fourth mining at the bottom, too.
Oh, yeah. So,
whoa.
But I mean...
Getting that production.
Yep.
If you get that production, you're going to be a happy Zerg.
Tilea was a happy Zerg that game, and of course, she earned it. She won that game.
Super cool play.
It was all these engagements. Every engagement, she would come in from 3 angles. And you know, you see this so rarely in top-level play, and the reason why it's so hard to do it correctly. If you don't time all your prongs to engage at the same point, it's actually very counterproductive, because you just have half your army come in, get annihilated, then another half comes in, and people laugh at you.
Coordination is key. Really cool. I mean, it's one of those things where when it works, it just feels amazing.
It does.
You feel like the best player in the world. And Tilea honestly surprised me here in this series.
She was making it work, and that's a very hard to, like you said, to coordinate it so well. It's extremely difficult, and she just did it as best as I've ever seen it done.
And whenever you get in the production of your opponent, it's going to be very difficult. Even if they have the best economy in the world, if they can't make units, they can't make army. They can't pull themselves back to the game. So we got a tie series on our hands, ladies and gents. We're tied 1-1. Tilea versus Illusion. Game 3 coming up.